got a nice position with the Deagle for Flamey, if he can hold it. Simple and Boomich, though, will be important with the rifles, and Boomich has made that forward play. These are the plays that NRG were looking for in previous rounds. Perhaps they've lost focus, though, not having it here. Look at the rotation. And again, there may be some sound cues that, I don't know if Simple or Zeus could hear that. Boomich now makes his way towards the underpass, and he finds a frag onto Tarek. Now, where does he go? Do NRG spend time trying to find his position and raising questions again for NaVi?
Well, that's the thing too, does that mean that the B defense is really light? But whatever it means, Salazar will find a frag onto Zeus. And Zeus is normally the B defender. Like, what does that tell them? As we've got Simple rotating into the market away from the B bomb site, because Boomich's position is so deep. And here comes the bomb.
No,
Ethan,
surely not!
and that's the bomb down in the hands of Boomich. He's taking some damage. Oh, he pushes forward, finds Cirque. And Cirque is going to take him down. And oh no, not like this. NaVi had so many things to play with in this round, but NRG, they just have an answer for absolutely everything.
Cirque has picked up the bomb and he's rotating it through the apartments. Electronic won't find a bomb, but he might find a rifle, and he would find a high ground advantage. As you can see, Cirque jumping out of the window rather than throwing the bomb for a teammate. So there's no one in the apps for NRG, so maybe, just maybe, there's a chance for NaVi, but Electronic actually not going through the apartments, maybe looking to hold on to the rifle. They need this money at this point. Perhaps it's too late to risk anything further based on what they have. There we go. So the M4A4 and the Galil could be used in the next round again. It was half a buy from NaVi, a calculated risk, and this will certainly help them have a better buy in the next round. But with a flank from Boomich in the apartments, Ethan going into the apartments alone with the bomb seems to be madness.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's such a fun position that Boomich put himself in, and I really felt like they had so much to play with there. But you can see he was worried about them knowing exactly where he was. He wanted a more forward position. He had to take a risk, and unfortunately, Cirque, it's just lethal precision. The reaction time was phenomenal, and that's it. Match point here for NRG, 15-12. NaVi facing elimination here at the Berlin Major, and this is going to take something special. At least they're in a 4-buy, James. At least they have everything to throw at NRG in this round to try to keep themselves alive.
If you want to support your team, then now is the time to make some noise. This might be the last round for NaVi, or maybe there's more fight in them. Simple's on the AWP once again. They've had mixed results, and they've mostly gone the way of NRG. NRG will start with some presence towards top mid. Breeze and Cirque behind the boxes. Tarek having a look towards the apartments. And Palace has been smoked off. Again, NRG keeping the CTs honest. They've got everything covered more or less. Tarek's doing 2 jobs, but they've got Ethan and Palace. They've got Stan on the ramp. Tarek making sure there's no forward position. A luxury afforded to NaVi in the round prior. But being all spread out means that there's no fast boost into the window, which they have had success with in different rounds as well.
And NRG just running their default like this, they would really punish NaVi if NaVi was to make any aggressive plays anywhere. And for NaVi, it starts to get a little bit worrisome because you've expended all your utility. There's very little utility remaining. They've got no flashbangs left. They've got 2 incendiaries and an HE grenade. That's it. And as far as they know, there could be a set piece coming. So that's a problem, because that means they have to live and die by the bomb site defense. That retake becomes incredibly hard with no utility. And this is it. Everything's on the line. You got Simple there, peering into the connector position. Electronic gets the spot, and Cirque misses the shot. Simple connects as well. And all of a sudden, NaVi start to knock them down like pins at a bowling alley, and it's just Ethan left to try to do something. But they know where he is. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide here for Ethan as he tries to make something happen of this terrible situation. And NaVi bring it back 13-15. They stay alive for at least one more.
It might be more than one more, Dan, because the money for NRG is in a really difficult spot. Breeze has got 1,400. Stan with not much more. And it looks like it's going to be a force buy. It's going to be a force buy from NRG.
Oh,
they are only 2 rounds ahead. They've got a Mac 10 and a bunch of crap around an AWP at 15-13. They've got to use their bodies. They've got to put everything on the line. Someone's got to take a bullet for the president, and it might be Tarek with a forward position. There could be flashbangs over the top. We've got Stan creeping in mid with a P250. A big grenade taken by Tarek. They're continuing to press forwards. There are only 2 CTs here. Boomich caught with a grenade in his hand, but he can still find some frags. Can he cover his teammate? He can! They've got 3 kills so far. Cirque and Stan, they could still do this though. But they've got to deliver these kills due to the pre-fire. And now Stan is alone. 1 versus 4. NaVi are still in this game. The force buy is ruined.
Oh my God. I think we've got to be going to overtime here. NRG have nothing in the back. They needed a bomb plant to have still a terrible force buy. Right now, all they're sitting on is about $2,000 per player. If they would have got that bomb down, they would have had just less than 3,000, which is pistols, full armor, and full nades. But now, I mean, they're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices to have utility. This is a huge problem. NaVi may have just done enough. Boomich, I cannot believe he was so calm. When the player just swing in front of his face, he had no idea. NaVi, I think we're going to overtime here, James. It would take a catastrophe for that to not to be the case.
What a wild round. They chose the force buy, they chose the junk, and they failed. And now they're left with even worse. They did rush with an AWP, which is an interesting one, but
I mean, Cirque missed 2 shots. He had two free shots too.
But maybe there's time for that later. For now, we've got some pistols. Could have been 2 Galils or something, but I mean, Cirque is really hot at the moment. But maybe he won't be with a Tech 9.
It's not over just yet. Simple will be forced back just for a moment by the flashbang, but he's very happy to repeat this one, and he's going to pick up a kill because of it. Electronic with the spray, with the AK, and he has to fall back. He doesn't find a frag, but gets damage, and they see exactly what's going on. Simple will find Breeze in the window, and he will remove him. He is not allowed there, and now Simple will look for the next peak, finds Cirque. And you can see that NRG, James, they put everything on getting frags in middle, and it's just even that's picked one up. NaVi are looking at very strong here. I can't quite see exactly how NRG could find something in this round now at this point. Ethan's only got 14 points of health. Does have the bomb, though, as he pushes towards the stairs. And Cirque has the AK, but he's around underpass at the moment.
I think he's in the short position.
Was he short?
From what I can tell, yeah, he's in the ladder
short,
in.
okay.
From that frag earlier on, Ethan trying to play against the rotation, but now the bomb has been lost. 40 seconds. Cirque is position unknown for the time being. We've got to push in B apartment, so the unknown position, the options for that are getting smaller and smaller. Zeus makes his way through the underpass. Cirque has 30 seconds to collect the bomb or win by elimination. This could hardly be worse. Boomich is surely in the strongest position, but Simple will be spotted first. It's got to be a free kill for Boomich now. There's no way Cirque can do this, and we're going to overtime. NaVi have fought back. Somehow they have brought this back. A horrific second half where they barely won rounds, but they're still here.
It's absolutely insane if you think about it. The story really felt like it was a struggle the entire way. It didn't look like they could do it. We had so many moments from NRG that made them look too strong to handle, too hot for this one for NaVi. We had those clutches from Tarek, the clutch from Cirque right after that as well. It felt like that had to be the breaking point. But NaVi held on, and you know what? That just shows their experience on a stage like this.
Frustration for Cirque. He is 28 for 16. And he has a position in Palace. Ethan creeps towards the ramp. Is the worst over for NaVi? Will they grow with strength? The desk spoke about NaVi in overtimes. Maybe that will continue to be true. 3 players on the A-bomb site for NaVi. Not too interested in mid. The smoke is in connector, and it's well timed. Simple with eyes over the smoke towards short. But there are 2 players moving into connector for NRG.
Looking to go for that classic time-old split from connector, ramp, and Palace. And Simple's in a great position towards ticket again. This is a way that you can blow a play like this up. Goes for the hardest shot there. Not able to land that one. They know where he is. Hits the second one though. Stanislaw hits the ground hard as Simple stays in position, but Cirque knows where he is. The peak is good for 2. And now Flamey, he has too much to handle over by the shadow position. And Boomich and Zeus have to rotate in for the retake. And the AWP is posted up. Cirque whiffs that one. Boomich lucky to still be alive. And he's going to continue pressing the issue straight through the smoke as the bomb goes down. He knows this might be the only chance to gain position. Gets the dink onto Cirque. There's trouble now for NRG.
Boomich taking massive risks. He's trying to buy time, show presence to allow Zeus to activate. You can see him there coming up the ramp. There's the frag. They know Cirque was in Palace, but he's rotated, and now it's down to Zeus. He is in a sandwich. He doesn't know it just yet. Looking at the bomb as he falls to the floor. The first round goes to NRG.
Those picks from Cirque were really phenomenal, very fast with the AWP. The punish onto Simple, of course, that first kill that he got was so key, and that's ultimately the reason he's supposed to be posted up in Palace with that AWP, is to take that pick on with that elevation onto the players in CT that would be harder to deal with, and typically would be an AWPer like Simple. He did his job, he did it well, he's 30 for 16 right now, and NRG pick up that first round indeed in overtime, but the buys are not over for NaVi, but they must win this round because they spent all their money, James.
They cannot lose another round by wipeout. As you mentioned, Dan, there is a smoke. It's a nice smoke on that short position. Makes Electronics' job difficult and risky. And there is the punish. Zeus, they look to victimize him again towards that B bomb site. We've got mollies around the van that will help him. That's a very nice shot from him, but he's going to get instantly traded. The numbers advantage is too strong on the B bomb site. And now NaVi might have to consider saving. Boomich in that middle position is going to get taken down. And that they've got to save, or do they? A trade from Flamey keeps it close.
Oh man, it's a really hard call, isn't it? 2v3, the bomb's not even down just yet. But again, if they both die, they don't have anything to take into the next round. It is a horrible position to be in. I'm sure every ounce of them really wants to go for it, but the rational mind says you've got to go for the safer, and that's what they're going to go for in this position. NRG threatening that 3-0 at the opening of overtime, and that's really important, I think, because NaVi really started to steal the game away, of course, towards the end of regulation, and NRG are proving that they didn't get such a lead by any mistake or anything but just stellar Counter-Strike, and that's what they're showing us here.
Making very, very sure that bomb's not being defused. At this point, doesn't matter if they die. Secure the round at all costs. And that is 2 from 2. And all those players see those flames surrounding them. But those flames for NaVi mean another round lost, another chance gone. Less money in the bag to try and defend Mirage. Last round of the first half of overtime, and we've got the MP9s coming out, the French guns. Simple still has an AWP, importantly, but will he be able to use it? NRG haven't been shy of a fast round towards A and or B, a burst, an abuse of the numbers game, but they'll start in mid for the most part.
Yeah, looking for that default, looking for that control, but quick damage to Stan is traded with Flamey. There you go. NaVi, that's what they need to see, the early advantage out of the frag. They don't have to keep committing, they got the kill, and that's what they were here for.
Reed's very close to that connector position. There's a smoke from the short area. And NRG may have to wait for control of connector unless they choose to force the issue. 5 versus 4 in favor of NaVi. Once again, Zeus is deep in the B apartments. There's a smoke up at the moment, but that might have something to do with the remainder of this round. There's a bait setup. You can see Boomich looking to engage. Doesn't quite work out. Tarek is low, but will he check for Zeus's position? That frag has actually brought Simple into the B bomb site. But the bomb is still in mid, and with that smoke up, as you can see on the radar, they're going to be moving in for a split of the B bomb site. And Simple's in position. Free frag for Zeus. Great angle for Simple, needs one more. Cirque will not be doing anything in this round, and finally Simple's turned up. Finally he's landing the flicks, but is it too late? They stopped the 3-0, that's really crucial. You can see the pressure on the coach. This is really tight, it's supposed to be their map, but they are still behind as they move to the T side. Here are the snipers. This has been a great game for Cirque. But it's not over just yet. Simple with 22 frags of the AWP. And we don't have to wait long to see if it will continue. NRG going all in the first round. 2 AWPs. We call it all in because if they lose that round and the round afterwards, the map becomes basically indefensible with the money they have left over. So it's a high risk. We'll see if there is a reward. Cirque and Tarek with the AWPs once again. Simple and Boomich starting towards mid. There are flashbangs from the A-bomb site. Cirque in connector, looking over the smoke. Nothing doing just yet, and NaVi will have big presence now in apartments, but there's no shyness in Ethan. Having a look towards the ramp, not seeing much just yet.
Slow push for underpass, and the late appearance from Simple with the AWP in top mid. Going to mix up those approaches and how you take middle. Keep the CTs guessing, but they have that forward set up towards the A ramp, so they're happy to play passively in this spot. And the key thing is that they have Cirque around ticket. Mentioned it a few times. It's one of the most important ways that you can defend the pushes through connector. You can see him with so much elevation there. Boost into the window. This could be really strong. They're going to boost 2 into the window. This is very interesting here for NaVi.
Do wonder if we're going to see a rotation from NRG. Tarek is currently playing the pixel gap towards the B bomb site, so he's got reasonable information through the B apartments, but he's just dropped off actually to throw a smoke grenade on short for his teammate, but he may feel confident enough to go straight back to his angle, and indeed he's done exactly that. So Does Breeze start to rotate now? NRG are in very forward position. Simple knows all the angles though, and that is a cue to burst onto the A-bomb site.
Only 20 seconds to plant the bomb. They have to get every single kill in quick succession. Ethan, he could do something about this. That's the bomb on the ground. Ethan with great spray, almost finds himself a third, but a beautiful shot from Simple saves it. But he's got to be careful here because is there going to be a push through connector? He's so exposed. I can't believe he's doing this. Falls back, manages to stay alive for just long enough, but Tarek comes in, takes him out, leaves Electronic in the clutch, in the 1 versus 2. They have no idea where he is. 3-1 for Electronic. Now they know, but Tarek has an AWP. Can he find a way? If he goes on the bench, he might find the elevation. Electronic has to stay crouched here. He's got to be so careful in where Tarek actually positions with that AWP, and he finds it! Tarek finds it, and he has time without the kit to get the defuse. Oh my God. James, the audacity to go for that plant from Simple with no cover. I just cannot believe he went for that.
That was terrifying to watch, but the king of content prevails. Tarek takes NRG to another match point. They've got 2 of them now. NRG with a full buy, need 1 round from 2. No more MAC-10s, no CZs or other nonsense. They will come into this round with the 1 AWP, but maybe that will be enough. Tactical timeout from NaVi. They cannot fail. The margin for error is 0. It is 0. They've got to take 2 from 2 to force a second overtime.
What's hard to imagine as well is that imagine that Simple doesn't get that pick in that last round. They had such little time at the point in which he made that pick. Like, you know, what was the plan? You know, when were they going to actually go for it? So it looks like, you know, they were struggling to find a way in against that very passive play style of NRG, which might actually encourage NRG to play like that in the coming round here as well, as NaVi did struggle with that approach. But we will see. Time will tell. The way, at least NaVi have a good buy, as do NRG. Breeze straight into the underpass here for fast aggression. He's going to hear a lot of steps.
It's so important not to be afraid to play your game, even when you've got advantages, and NRG have demonstrated that round after round after round. Not just Breeze, but Tarek. They want to win the round in B apartments, it seems. Shades of threat level NIP, CT side splitting the B apartments. But it might not work out for them. Breeze has been lost. NaVi with the bomb moving towards the mid position. Ethan is going to re-aggress. I love it.
NaVi, they are rotating out though. Ethan will find out perhaps soon enough, but Zeus is making a lot of noise, and that might convince them that something's going on here. Picks up the kill on Zeus, but they have to figure out very quickly, because NaVi are gonna, with that, losing Zeus in that position, surely they're just gonna have to run into the A-bomb site. They do have a minute to play with, so they could try to pull or capitalize or punish some rotations from NRG as they occupy middle, which has been completely abandoned, and that does allow for boosts.
Yeah, but with the smoke top connector, NaVi have actually limited what they can do in the short term. So they've given a window for NRG to rotate because they took connector with that smoke grenade. They know Cirque is lurking somewhere, so there has to be fear with that. 35 seconds, there's a smoke on Boomich. They're looking to clear jungle perhaps. Stanislaw will stop them from planting a bomb though. They're gonna be forced to engage with him. The smoke is up. There's a flashbang. It's beautiful. Stan's been spotted, but he's buying time to see again. Flamey jumping up, but he somehow finds the frag. Ethan is here, but he can't trade. Grenades will force them from their position, and the bomb's been planted.
This is a tough one for Cirque and Ethan coming back in. Good positioning here from NaVi. They are very spread out. Lots of positions to worry about. The incendiary will help. That deals a sandwich. There's no T player there. Double peak will be coming in from... Oh, they're going to go for the boost. That's pretty brave. Boomich just peers from that A-ramp position. Really nice timing. And now Ethan rescues the AWP. NaVi looking to survive here. Looking to cut off everything as Simple's about to take away this AWP from Ethan. And there's the double peak. You love to see it. Beautiful timing from NaVi. And they pick up another round. They stay alive in this one. Looking to get to 18, looking to force the second overtime.
One more round for either team for a very different situation. Cirque with just enough money to buy another AWP. So integral to this squad. 2 MP9s. Now we see the shortcomings when you have a big investment at the beginning, even with a back and forth. If you lose players, you lose money. Cirque in a short position, no challenge early. NaVi favoring presence in apartments, and again, no shyness from NRG. Breeze with a lot of information. He's in a very, very forward position. But with a player in Palace, how will they approach the B bomb site NRG? Ethan is aggressive. He's got his teammate Cirque to cover top mid, more or less, not completely, but he'll eventually fall off Ethan. NaVi being careful. We can see Flamey moving away from the A bomb site now. How long does Breeze hold this position for? NRG looking to win the game in the mid position, but they lose the first duel with Boomich.
That is, he survives with 2 HP. What an important frag for NaVi. Cirque is trying to punish, normally if underpass gets taken in the mid defaults, you'll see someone come top mid, but Cirque can't find that player. NaVi are definitely playing a style here in which NRG can't quite understand where they are going. So that is going to be quite confusing because you've got 4 players. Where do you push them? Where do you commit them? Now more mid presence coming in from Zeus. Stanislaw with the off angle though will win the battle.
And with that, Breeze starts to move through Palace immediately, but he's very, very far away, and the push is coming in towards the B bomb site, and Cirque is here, he's ready, he's waiting, and now he is the bait. You can see Tarek is just waiting for the plays. They're running out of players, NaVi. They don't have anyone through the choke point, and it's Boomich with 2 HP and 25 seconds, and 4 NRG players spots 1, but he's got so much more to do. 20 seconds, NRG need not peek. He has to plant a bomb, let alone find these players. 15 seconds, he's on the window. Again, no one needs to peek. It only gets worse, and it's a 2-0 for NRG. They've taken the series versus NaVi.
NRG into the semi-finals. What a match it was, going from strength to strength, really showing some great form on that first map, and things got hard, things got really real on this second one on Mirage. NaVi, they had a good fight, but it just seems like NRG, there's just too much. The brute force approach from them was something that was very impressive. I think few teams in this tournament can really hold a candle to.
At the moment, NRG might be looking like the best team in this tournament. Maybe there is a question to be asked by the teams to come later on. But for now, what a performance from NRG. And there will be no major for Simple yet. Not yet. His road comes to an end. The road for NaVi in this tournament comes to an end. And they've got to be disappointed with this series.